If you've ever felt drained because you keep explaining why you deserve respect, if you're exhausted from repeating yourself, defending your boundaries, or reminding someone how to treat you, then this is the moment everything changes. Because the most powerful boundaries aren't spoken, argued, or negotiated, they're felt. And if you want to develop that magnetic, unmistakable aura that silently teaches people how to treat you the moment you enter a room, then this technique, the power of silent respect, is about to shift your entire life. This isn't about being cold, dramatic, or distant. It's about stepping into a presence so steady, so grounded, that others instinctively understand your value without you having to say a single word. I'm going to show you exactly how to apply this technique so effortlessly that people naturally rise to your level, adjust to your standards, and recognize your boundaries with clarity you never had to verbalize. Here's the truth most people never realize: setting boundaries without words is more effective, because actions remove debate. Actions silence manipulation. Actions eliminate the endless back and forth, the excuses, the guilt tripping, the emotional acrobatics people use to wear you down. When you respond with behavior instead of explanations, you take away their ability to argue. Actions are undeniable. When someone realizes that crossing a boundary leads to real, calm, consistent consequences, not drama, not lectures, just clear action, they adjust instantly. Most women don't see how much power lives in their silence, posture, timing, presence, and choices. They waste emotional energy explaining why something hurt them, why something isn't acceptable, why they deserve better. And in doing so, they accidentally send a silent message: my boundaries depend on your approval. But they don't, and they never should. Silent respect isn't about punishing anyone. It's about embodying a version of yourself that no longer negotiates with disrespect. It's about showing through your behavior what your standards are. No warnings, no emotional performances, no convincing someone to see your worth. Before I take you deeper into this method, that can literally transform every relationship in your life, romantic, professional, family, friendship, I want you to do one thing: subscribe. Tap the bell, like this video, and share it with a woman who needs to remember that her presence holds more power than any lecture ever could. Because what I'm about to teach you isn't a trend, and it's not something pulled from a random advice column. It's the distilled truth from years of observing women who are effortlessly respected, and those who constantly struggle to be taken seriously. And the difference isn't looks, age, or background, it's presence. It's the 5 core pillars of unshakable presence, and once you master them, you become a woman whose boundaries are understood long before she speaks. The first pillar is consistency without drama. This means when someone crosses a line, you don't argue, justify, or break down. You simply act. If someone is always late, you stop waiting. You leave calmly. If someone speaks to you with disrespect, you don't debate their tone. You simply end the conversation. If someone plays with your time, you stop offering it. No revenge, no explanations, no emotional storm, just clarity. Your consistency communicates more than any monologue ever could. It tells them this behavior has a cost, and suddenly they adjust, because losing access to you is a consequence they feel instantly. The second pillar is selective availability. This means your time, energy, and presence are no longer automatic. You give them proportionally to how someone respects you. If someone cancels plans repeatedly, you become harder to schedule. If someone only reaches out when it benefits them, you simply don't respond with urgency anymore. You become intentional, not reactive. Your availability becomes earned, not assumed. And this quietly places you in the position of value, because high-value women are not everywhere, to everyone, all the time. And if you've ever found yourself endlessly explaining your worth, tirelessly defining your boundaries, or repeating the same conversations with people who refuse to grow, this technique will free you. Silent respect turns your presence into a mirror. People either rise or fall, but you no longer bend. They don't respond to your words. They respond to your energy. They respond to how you move, what you tolerate, what you walk away from, and how calmly you reclaim your power. And when you master this, something extraordinary happens. People feel your boundaries before you ever speak them. Subscribe to the channel now, activate the bell, leave a like, and share this video with a friend who also needs to understand that her presence can speak louder than any sentence she could ever form. I want more women to see that they already carry a natural power within them, a power that allows them to create respect without ever having to beg for it or argue for it. What I'm sharing with you today isn't a random thought or something pulled from a superficial guidebook. It's the result of years spent watching women who effortlessly command respect the moment they walk into a room, and women who exhaust themselves trying to be heard, understood, and valued. Over time, I discovered the specific non-verbal cues that create crystal clear boundaries, and I can say with full certainty that this method works, because it aligns with the deepest psychological principles governing how people perceive value, respect, and personal power. It has nothing to do with personality, age, or social status. It has everything to do with how consistently and courageously you show who you are, and what you will and will not tolerate. When you master the technique of silent respect, you will see immediate shifts in your relationships, romantic, professional, familial, and social. If you want others to instinctively recognize your boundaries, this technique is rooted in what I call the 5 pillars of unshakable presence. When applied consistently, these 5 elements create such a strong energetic signature that people naturally rise to meet your standards. The first pillar is consistency without drama. This means that when someone crosses a boundary, the consequence unfolds instantly and silently. No explanations, no debates, no emotional back and forth. You simply act in a way that communicates without a single word. This behavior carries a cost. If someone repeatedly shows up late, you don't lecture them about time management, you leave after a reasonable wait. If someone speaks to you disrespectfully, you don't fight over their tone, you end the conversation and remove your presence. No scenes, no second chances, no emotional performances. This calm, unwavering consistency shows that your boundaries are not flexible suggestions but firm realities. Anyone who behaves poorly instantly loses access to you, and in doing so, you show that your dignity is priceless. The second pillar is selective availability. You are not a constantly open door. Your time, your attention, and your emotional energy are precious resources that you offer in proportion to how others respect you. Those who honor you naturally receive more access. Those who disregard your boundaries receive less. This isn't revenge, it's reciprocity. If someone repeatedly cancels plans last minute, you simply become less available next time. If someone only reaches out when they need something, you are no longer instantly reachable. This quietly communicates that your presence is a privilege, not an entitlement. The third strategy is accepting that many people will test your boundaries before respecting them. When you first implement silent respect, some individuals may push harder, hoping you'll break your pattern. This resistance is proof that the technique is working, not a sign to abandon it. The fourth strategy is creating a circle of people who already respect you. When you surround yourself with healthy relationships, you naturally strengthen your ability to enforce boundaries with those who don't meet that standard. The fifth strategy is understanding that teaching others how to treat you benefits both sides. When people learn respect through your actions, they grow too, and those skills improve their relationships beyond yours. You'll know silent respect is working when people become more thoughtful around you, more careful with their words, more consistent with their actions, and quicker to recognize their mistakes. You'll also see some people distance themselves, and that is a blessing. It means your energetic filter is working exactly as it should. Those who cannot honor your boundaries will drift away because they can no longer behave carelessly around you. And perhaps most importantly, you will feel a transformation within yourself, stronger, more self-assured, no longer burning energy trying to convince others of your worth because you embody it so clearly that it becomes undeniable. This technique is not about pushing people away. It's about elevating the quality of every relationship you allow into your life. Practice it, be patient with yourself, and watch how your world reshapes itself around your silent strength. Now, subscribe, activate the bell, and tell me in the comments which pillar challenges you most.